The playwright Neil LaBute has always contributed one script to the annual New Play Festival named for him by St. Louis Actors Studio. This year's contribution is an edgy monologue that showcases the talents of Eric Dean White. You can hardly miss the title of this piece, The Fourth Reich. It's projected on the set in case you didn't see it in the program. The suggestion of a successor to the Third Reich is the first unsettling detail in this piece. The second is the unusually long time White sits in his chair on stage before speaking, creating uncertainty in his viewers while he beams with self-assurance. Then he begins a charm offensive to ease his way into expressing an opinion about Hitler that would close minds if he just blurted it out. The speaker is always in control of himself. He isn't shrill, he's friendly. He appeals to the liberal principle of open-mindedness. If we haven't actually read Hitler's ideas, shouldn't we do so before rejecting them out of hand? White's character isn't as easy to dismiss as a hate-spewing rabble-rouser. White lets us see the cracks in the character's facade, but the play and White's unnerving performance are welcome reminders of the need for vigilance against corruption and fancy wrapping. John Pearson directed this play, as well as the two after intermission. The 4-week LaBute Festival is presented in 2 sets of 4 short plays. The first set just concluded. The second set is about to begin. The Fourth Reich opens both sets. Set 1 continued with Barbara Blumenthal Ehrlich's Shut Up and Dance, which appears to have been inspired by a real event. Erin Brewer played a member of the Rockettes who refused to take part in an event celebrating the inauguration of the president. As she is trying to drive away from the trouble her decision created, she is plagued by doubts personified by Colleen Backer and Carly Rosenbaum. Brewer's character can't deal with these cheeky hallucinations while driving, so she stops and calls her mother, played by Margeau Steinau. Ultimately, this script has as much to say about mother-daughter relationships as about politics. Wendy Greenwood directed the good cast. After intermission, the first set turned to offbeat comedy. In Norman Klein's Advantage God, a siege of unspecified origin besets the gated community of a wealthy couple played by Eric Dean White and Colleen Backer. Their absorption in trivialities is the main source of amusement until a reference to the divine elicits a response from the voice of God, which belonged to Reginald Pierre. He is very upset with his creation, hence the siege, but he shares an interest in tennis with White and Backer's couple, which gives them an advantage in the world to come. All 3 actors dug into the script's potential. So did the 3 actors in James McClendon's Hipster Noir. Reginald Pierre played the film noir-inspired narrator who's working at a coffee shop in the Williamsburg section of Brooklyn, which has become a center of hipster culture. His fountain pen makes him the target of hipster customers played by Joshua Parrack and Carly Rosenbaum. The ensuing flight of fancy was a lot of fun, especially the running gag about the narrator's unfamiliarity with telephone technology more recent than a landline. Visiting relatives from New York told me that the satire on Williamsburg hipster culture was right on target.
Well, that's something that the playwright, I think, was from New York, so I guess there was an insight there that maybe we didn't all catch in this. But they're always enjoyable, these pieces. I don't think this was the best series we've seen in this program, but it was fun.
And we have another set just about to start.